Hi. Hi. How's it going? Adija, hi. Sazar, Katikan, hi, Ne, hi, Kakam, hi, Inet, hi, Bob. Once again. Hi. Hi. Oh, Yerba, stop calling me weird names. Light Yagami. What is Light Yagami there? I'll take this chip and eat it. That's what I think he says. I don't know, I don't remember. Vampire. Hey, Vape Nation. Hello. It's been a long time since I last watched Death Note. I'm more of a manga reader. Hey, ne? But, it has pages and people have to find them. Are you sure you're talking about the right person? I think there's probably paper involved in both cases, but maybe Death Note would be much cooler if Light Yagami was Wonder Man. It would be more bizarre. Good morning, Miss Yugoslavia. Have you eaten yet? I ate some ramen earlier, so I'm all okay. Hi Eric, hi Goob. I'm Uncle Fire. Look at this nerd reading. I like manga because I can read at my own pace. There's some cases where I think anime is a better choice, but that's mostly very audio-visual focused stuff, like idol anime. I like idol anime. I'm rewatching Zombieland Saga right now because the movie's gonna be coming out sometime, and I don't know when. Was it cooked ramen? I always eat cooked ramen nowadays. I might have been talking about dry ramen before, but that was when I was a kid. Anyway, you can see here I was working on forms and things like that. I think the whole body should be a little bigger. Probably. Yeah, probably. Exactly. Vague definitions. What is an artist? I think I've been thinking about what qualifies as art recently. Of course, I'm not doing anything mind-blowing in terms of art. You know, when I do art nowadays, I'm not doing anything hyper experimental or whatever. But there's stuff like photography is an art, woodworking is an art, carpentry is an art. If you get real down to it, you know, making Lego playsets is an art. Darn, I was hoping Vel was gonna turn the art world on its head today. You can't turn the art world on its head because it's already so bizarre to begin with. Any anime you're watching this season? I'm not much of an anime watcher in general. There's a lot I've been eyeing, but I like manga more in general. I watched all of the Dandadan anime alongside the manga, and that was pretty good. The latest chapter of Chainsaw Man came out today, so I read that. My favorite character is still irrelevant, so ha ha ha. Hi Fred. Hi Adrian. But I miss everything. You might as well leave now. It's not getting any better than it was a minute ago. Has anyone told you that you're a piece of art? I mean, do you think growing a person in a womb is like an art if it's something that man can make? Is my body a work of art? Because of all the veins and skin and things like that? She lies as usual. I'm not a liar! Who's your favorite character? Asabitaka. Hold on. Put a little bit more of me on screen. Bye. Bellyaga buddy or you want my veins? My blood vessels? I used to be very good on my human body knowledge. I remember I'd win whenever the class did. Tested everyone. I've forgotten most of it. Hi Vavda. Watching anime got harder now that anime companies are pretending they care about piracy again. Not that I'd pirate, of course. Watching anime is a pain because I am never ever going to respect Crunchyroll or Funimation. I hate them, and they're terrible dubs. And Netflix. Netflix makes bad dubs as well. I'm not one who cares about the dubs, but the dubs are so bad they make me angry. I watched Dungeon Meshi and it's like, yeah, I'm so excited for Dungeon Meshi. I've read the manga 7 times. Like, who did they pick to dub this? Who are these people? Ew! Ah! I hate it. What a total miscast. He says, child voice coming out of an adult woman's face. If the liver fails, what color does the skin turn? Yellow. In general. I've actually got a relative in the hospital for liver failure right now. Wait, that makes it sound... That makes it sound like I'm guilt tripping you. I don't care. Well, I mean, I do care, but... Yeah? Was it the fun liver failure or the sad liver failure? What is the fun liver failure? What is the fun liver failure? I hung up. They should have Belle be the voice of Sunshi. What is Netflix thinking? Honestly, Sunshi was the only good cast in the Dungeon Meshi dub. Everyone else was strange. The fun liver failure is when you spent the years leading up to it blind drunk. I guess it would be the fun kind then. What does a knee surgery do? Depends on the knee. In terms of whose knee it is. And what the problem with. Not left versus right. Well, maybe it varies based on left versus right knee. Let's do knee surgery on both your knees right now. And figure out the differences. Together. Why would you watch dub though? I'm not usually the kind to watch dubbed. It's just a matter of... I like to know how they got it down. Because there's some that get the voices pretty much perfect. And there's some that make me so mad. And I don't know. Maybe I watch dubs just to feel something. Don't do surgery on me. Oh no, please don't do surgery on me. That's what they always say. But hi Mata, hi Haruka. But you know, it's in general I like to see what they got. And there are some dub artists I actually do like to loosely follow. Because I've always liked the cast of Madoka, and there's Subiphonic. I've listened to her covers for a long time. She's hit or miss in general, but I like to watch the things she shows up in. Because it's like, yeah, good for you, Juliet Simmons. Are witches surgeons? Is there enough overlap? I don't know. Call me an artist. Because I am breaking boundaries. Is Seed the one with the Christ allegory? I don't know what Seed is, but I will say just about every anime that has some kind of Christ allegory just does it because biblical aesthetics are cool. Nothing wrong with that. You do surgery with magic, or does your surgeries do magic? Everything I do is magic because I am so awesome. This is true. What you drawing today, Chrome Yumi? You got the wrong person, I think, but I'm not sure what I should draw yet. I'm not sure if it should be me or someone else or a character that doesn't exist in real life. They call those fictional. Breaking boundaries, maybe like breaking dimensions. Isn't that the Hololive EN? It was one of their concert gimmicks. But I think they keep using different names. Draw Bart Simpson again. Let's draw Bart Simpson. What does Bart Simpson look like? Why does he look so sad? Wait, what? I don't like this. Why does he look so sad? Why does he look so sad? Can you draw Homer with big boobies? No! I don't want to do that. Why can you do this from memory? Every time I have a conversation with my dad, something I say will remind him of The Simpsons, and then he'll frantically whip out his phone and start typing on YouTube, and then turn it around to show me a Simpsons clip relevant to the thing I just said. You already just sucking up with big boobs, so I don't Homer too, because I don't want to draw Homer with big boobs. Is that so unreasonable? Now the Teenamates getting morphed into a new form. They're rotting into the earth here. And there's a vulture of some... This is what a vulture looks like. And it's angry. There you go. That's a vulture. Probably. Ignatius. I assume that was something he just did sometimes, did not enough for you to have Bart Simpson's face etched into your mind. I feel like most people can draw Bart Simpson. I don't know. Dadga, Yagdad. Those are gross names. Raven were ravens? No, that's a vulture. You see, you are the sad lump. Here, I'll color it in so that you have an easier time understanding. It's like curdled milk. You ever go on a walk and see mysterious jugs of milk on the ground? I do sometimes. I'm not sure who's out doing that, but... You are like sad curdled milk on the ground. Like this. And there's blood. There's a little bit of blood. Does that crow identify as a vulture? Is that what's going on here? It's a vulture. It's really mean to make fun of people for their appearance. Don't make fun of the vulture, okay? Okay? Does it hurt the little dude? I think the little guy is already dead. Probably. I remember, once on a walk, I was wandering through the woods as I do. I go down a path. All of a sudden I hear buzzing surrounding me, and I'm horrified because it's like, oh god, I've walked directly into a wasp nest or something. I'm about to die and have a very bad time, or whatever. And it turns out I walked directly into the corpse of a vulture. And it was flies that were buzzing. Oh. Look where you step. Okay, no more Bart Simpson. Is this a common occurrence? I've walked into a few corpses, but I don't really like to. I think that's normal. But where do you draw the line? We can figure this out in due time. We eat the dead and dying? What a miserable life. You're still not the vulture. But I don't think vultures generally eat still living things. They'll circle around sometimes, but I think that might just be in movies. They're scavengers. You know, polar bears are generally scavengers as well. You wouldn't think it. T-Rexes apparently would have been as well. Scavengers are crazy. I would be a scavenger probably. Or maybe a predator, a regular predator. Ah! Is that scary? I don't think that's a very intimidating roar, but... Would you eat us? Maybe. I imagine you taste like sad tofu. Sad-er. What would you hunt? What sort of things exist in the world? Birds are easy. I make digger. I see dead birds all the time. Salted tofu, salted by our tears. Better yet, I can gather a bunch of sad children to cry for you. I'll tell them that nobody came to your funeral, and they can all cry their tears onto you. Sorry, we're getting a little bleak here. I'm having a day. I'm handling my life and all the things that go along with that. Baba baba baba. Not Baba Yaga, by the way. When did I ever claim that? I just said that you shouldn't call me Baba because I'm not a grandma. Are those witch hunters trying to get you again? I've never been hunted. I live in my house, and nobody goes into my house. Sometimes I wonder if there's people following me on my walks, but usually they aren't. But I don't look at them, in case they take notice. Was it just me having notifications off until recently, or did you start streaming more lately? I had a variety of reasons I couldn't really stream beforehand. And I was also dying of nerves. I don't know how much I can elaborate on it, because I don't want to get in trouble for anything, but it's legal relation stuff. I got legal things. I'm not sure how good of an idea any of this is, to be honest. But I'm rolling with it. I've already had people tell me they don't think it's a good idea. But I think if I'm making a mistake, I should live with it and handle the consequences. I need to up my mental fortitude in general. That's my thoughts on it. It's her divorce again. No. Still single. Well, I guess if I got divorced, I would be single, but I never stopped being single, unfortunately. Courts are investigating her smelly witch stack. It doesn't smell. My house smells normal. Maybe kind of like dog, because I care for a lot of dogs. But other than that, I think it smells normal. Is it the menopause? How old do you think I am? How old do you think I am? Because I know you don't think I'm old enough to have menopause. Horrifying. Let's go with the marker. Just for funsies. I don't think I use this brush very much. And I understand why I don't use it. I don't like this. Get good. You're either 18 or a hag. Where do you draw the line at hag? Sometimes I see a debate on it online. The traditional expectation is something like 25 to 30 is where people draw the line, but then, you know, hags around that age will go, I'm not a hag! I'm actually still young and living my life. I'm Mr. Chilean. 19. Ah! I hope they don't let you near schools. I think in real life and not internet brain dead is 35. 35 is when you begin to shrink? Really? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I had to think about it. Did my family shrink at around that age? Probably. Let's... This is probably where I'd put the nose. Color picker. 35 is Half-Life, so it makes sense. Half-Life 3? Half-Life Radiation? I think Half-Life 3 might actually come out sometime. I still should play Half-Life on stream. I don't think I have I? I should. I like Half-Life lore a lot. I still haven't played Half-Life Alyx though. It's a pain to do. How much would you shrink if you were already tiny? I'm a pretty normal height. I'm only slightly below average. And that's for a woman. It's unfortunate. Belle's dad is now 2 feet tall as he is well into his 200s. You're the oldest man alive. Oh, my dad. Weirdo. I'm not 4'11! I'm not 4'11! Martin, stop going shorter! Don't go shorter. Now I don't want to clarify because you're... That's annoying. 10 centimeters? I'm not a fairy. For the sake of the stream, let's just say forever 18, 5 foot. I'm 5'2". Same height as Hatsune Miku, mind you. Below average is less than 5 feet. It's not. The average American is 5'4". Well, average American woman. I don't know about the average American man. I think it's something like 5'10", 5'8". I'll go a little higher. 5'10". It's 5'6", really? Oh, I'm gonna look that up. You'd think it'd be taller. People are always talking about height or things like that. Average American male height. 5'9". You were wrong. Oh wait. You wanted to be average height. Sorry, I'm being mean. But you know, I don't really care that much about height and things like that. It's a bummer to be made fun of, but it's just how I am, you know? How I look, how I don't look. It's all just theoretics to me. I look in the mirror and I think, huh, okay. And then I walk away, and then I get some iced tea. I think it's okay to be mean to yeah guys. I encourage it, please bully me. Now I'm getting scared. Now I think I might retreat and never stream again. Creep. Could you theoretically fit in a jar? You know what? I'm not answering that. Do you want to hear a riddle I learned from a episode of Doctor Who? When is a door not a door? When it's a jar. Come on. I remember it being a neat episode of Doctor Who, but I don't remember it that well. It was one of the real old episodes. Because my dad does nothing but watch those. Old Doctor Who is really bad, by the way. Like, it takes something like 5 episodes to complete one plot. I remember there was one plot where the big monster was some kind of slime thing. And you could very, very blatantly tell it was just some guy in a blanket. Some guy with a blanket over him. Writhing around on the stairs. After watching Doctor Who and they made him a woman, it means nothing to me. You know, what the Doctor is or looks like. I think it's more a matter of, how they write it. Sometimes people will come up to me wanting me to agree on that front, but I don't really care about whether or not people don't like what appears in a game. I think it's more a matter of, is she hot? Do you find the male doctors hot? Because most of the time I don't. Paul Dio's hot? Wasn't that the old man? I gotta look up who that is. Too old. Too old for me. You don't understand. You must agree with everything we say or else you aren't based in Belfield. I don't really care that much about being agreeable. If people are still willing to stay by me, that's all that really matters to me. But even then, at some point you have to draw a line there. Otherwise it gets kind of sad and desperate. Maybe that's too close. That's definitely too close to the side of the head. I should probably give a little gap between it. Ah, too big. Let's look at this. Work with this. Base take, very well built. I think most of you would already know my opinion on the word based. I think it's such a lame word. All people ever use it for is, oh, I agree with you. You agree with me. That's so awesome. Well, can you do a close-up of your eyes? I've wondered how they look. They're very, difficult to comprehend eyes. If I zoom in too close, it starts getting a little res. It really does take a lot of time for me, so watching your streams really does help me feel less sad about that. It's just naturally a lengthy process, apparently. The pros say that you should, for a good drawing, you should spend at least 10 hours on it. I'm way too impatient for that, though, honestly. So I usually, either I finish it on stream, or I get tired of it and say, okay, well this is basically finished, I'm done, goodbye. And then I go to bed. The circle of life or whatever. Slightly catty, aren't they? They've got a very interesting... Looks sleepy while also being very sharp. Strong. I spend 10 hours drawing something and it still turns out poorly? Getting used to spending lots of time on making something good. It's a good thing to do, but at the same time, you can never ensure that something will end up fine on that front. Because there's still, crazy things like making up for lack of skill. I have a lot of lack of skill to make up for, so I'm always doing that. Did you design your model? Nope. I do really like it though. And I'd hate for it to go to waste. I don't know if this is the right word, but the natural state of the eyes is kind of sultry. Not in a lewd way or anything, but very adult woman, I guess. I'd like to be an adult woman. Feel proper style. That's a weird thing to say. I want to paint with real brushes and oil. Ever tried it? I have. I'm not very good with physical technique though. I think you should show your accessories more. I think your pendants and other things do look very fancy, don't they? Haven't caught up with the Not Re-Debut stream. What are some things you like about the Vel model? It's mostly in terms of, I think the artistic vision is very strong. There's a lot to work with here, and I think to some extent it's kind of fun to leave in someone else's hands, you know? If I designed every single thing about myself, I would keep looking at myself and thinking something along the lines of, I should have done this better, why can't I do this better, blah 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 blah. I also like the colors. I don't know. Did you have a chance to pick between multiple models, or there was one other they offered me? It was a lot more. There was a lot more exposure, and I didn't know how I would handle it in the slightest, so I refused. Are you planning on doing some modifications or playing with the rigging some more? I have a lot I want to work on in the future. Eventually, maybe if I keep using it far in the future, if I get to keep it, blah 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 blah, I would like to get some kind of update on it. Okay, now that you have an art mama, do you know of any sibling VTubers you gain as a result? Okay, let's list off all the dead ones first. There's Odette Mori from Nexus. Her account disappeared recently. I think she's probably gone. There's Yuri and Ava. Inactive. Account was privated. Blah blah blah. Missing. There's Elf Girl. Never, to my knowledge, never got anyone to play her. I don't know where she could be right now, if she's still around. And then there's one actually real one that exists. That would be Nyansume. Also was in Nexus. I think Nyan's streaming on Irium now. So I have a brother, I guess. That said, the artist does have some other stuff. I know they have a model up, a pre-made model up on Nizuma. So I might get like a Japanese speaking sibling or something like that. Have you decided who's the older sibling? I've never spoken to them. I don't know anything about them, unfortunately. Or artist just watching all his works die. I felt kind of sad on that front too. There's a lot of reasons I wanted to carry on this way, even if it's not exactly a move everyone would want to see. But I think the big thing is, I think it's a shame to watch so many things just go away. I know. Thank you, Bob. I've heard about art mamas becoming depressed when their children leave or stop using their models. Quite a shame. I know there was Rosu? I don't remember her name. She had made like several, and just about all of them ended up not using it for a variety of reasons, and so she doesn't do VTuber models anymore. I want to see a live today of the original Tsunami design one day. You know, the V-Ride, it might be cute. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Tsunami. You know? Is that 1 billion? Yes, I would like to get to 1 billion gift subs someday. If anyone can afford that, you know, feel free. Would she finally become an adult? I don't know. That sort of stuff. There's a lot to say on it. Life is confusing. I don't know where I'm going at any given point in time. When you say you know, it sounds like Yoshi and I really like it. I say you know way too much. I feel a little embarrassed sometimes because of it. Do they even have that many users on Twitch? We can get 1 billion. Thank you, Vape Nation. Maybe Tsunami can appear using desktop made as a little mascot? I'd be fine with the model being not necessarily free to use, but free to download or whatever. I want to make a Shimeji. Do you know what those are? I think they're a little unpopular nowadays, but I really like those little desktop friends. I think about them. I have a few. You should say Date, but I don't believe it. I'm not Naruto. Nowadays, Naruto used to be a real staple. But nowadays, whenever I hear about Naruto, it's always something along the lines of Naruto got so bad. I can't believe they did that with Boruto. Blah 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 blah. I think it's funny. And then there's ones that used to be really big when I was younger and I've never heard of ever since. Rest in peace, Fairy Tail. MS Bleach? It's been a long time since I've heard about Bleach too. I used to get it. This might be weird. I used to get Bleach and Gintama mixed up all the time. I think Gintama is the name of it. I don't know how. I'm not sure why. Just always got scrambled up in my head somehow. Soul Eater is making a bit of a comeback. I always liked Soul Eater, so it's nice seeing people make fan art and stuff for it again. This is real messy. I think the overall head is way too big also. Maybe shrink. Okay. Wait. Make the head smaller. Or do you work out at the library? I milked before. Your bucket hat makes you look even cuter. I'm dying of cuteness. I'm glad there's people that do like it. I don't feel bad about the... I don't necessarily feel sad that there's people that don't like it. But I was real worried about how everyone would feel. How much head do you have under that hat? Ayo. It's a pretty tall head, but other than that, I think it's pretty normal looking. Are those fishing hooks or rings? They're rings. I would... They're fashionable. Hi, Kenny. Hello? But I was real nervous for a while. I really mellowed out, thankfully. I thought I'd die of a ruptured heart or something like that. Thank you, Bob. Belle has boobs now. She betrayed us. Okay, I've said it before, but I've always said that if I got into a company, honestly, I would want a little bit of chest. A little bit. I like chest. I like chest. I like chest. I don't need to say it 50 times, but I do like chest. What else is there to say? Hi, platformer. Hope you're doing great. I don't know how I'm doing today. It's so early in the morning, the day hasn't really started yet, you know? Hi, Xenomorphica. You could be in Hololive as Crony. If I really deepened my voice, maybe. Konnichiwa. What does Crony say? Flower. I think that's way too old though. Maybe it's the middle of the day? Yeah, and I've barely done anything today. This is the first thing I'm doing today that isn't things like letting the dogs outside. That's how it is every day. Well, that sounded a lot like her actually. Granny's got a very standard voice. Nothing wrong with that. I think the hardest part of Crony's voice is probably doing it on the regular. Hi Neo. Thank you, Neo. You're too high energy to be Crony. You have to be able to bore people to sleep like me. I think it'd be real sad if I didn't have any energy whatsoever. I don't have that much energy in general, but I want to be able to hold up conversation and things like that. I can't really do it off stream to save my life. I'm going to make a new layer so I can real crude style. What does hair look like? Crony has a good deadpan voice that adds to her humor. She's really funny in collabs. I don't watch her much solo though. I do like deep voices every once in a while, but there's very few times I ever watch a VTuber just for their voice, you know? The way I'm drawing this makes me look super toony. Hi, it's me, Neo, from the Flavor Company. Flavor? Never met her! I barely know her. What kind of voices have set you off from a stream? I have perpetual allergies, so I don't think this is really fair for me to say, but I really can't listen to nasal voices. Like, people have disavowed Anna for a variety of reasons these days, but I couldn't listen to her from the start because of her talking voice. I don't understand how she has such a gap between talking and singing voice. I like women that sound like gravel. I like a unique voice. I don't like it to sound like they're choking. I have... Some accents are a little strange to listen to because of that reason, because their original language doesn't... The phonemes don't translate well to English. Who's Anna? Enna. Enna Alouette. Easy Sanji. Nasal voices so you're driven away from the people that talk like nerds? Don't I kind of talk like a nerd? I have particularly bad allergies, so I always thought so. Whenever I've tried asking, usually the answer is no way. And I don't know whether it's to be nice or not. Maybe a little. You are nerdy sometimes. All the time, yes, but it's not your voice. Huh? That one's mean. Only a little bit of a loser. Not front. I think this much is good. You can tell if you're speaking nasally, plug your nose and talk. Hello. I think you have to raise up your voice to talk nasally. How do you talk nasally? Hi. Ah, yeah, that's kind of how you do it. I got it. Just a tiny bit of a loser as a treat. If you knew me, if you know me, you'd know that I'm not just a tiny bit of loser. But you know, it's a lot of stuff. So actually, like that. Actually, Blue Eyes White Dragon is overrated or whatever. I don't know. I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh. With this, I summon Pot of Greed. I play Pot of Greed and draw 2 cards. I play Pot of Greed and draw 2 cards. It's important to control nasaliness for singing because some types of singing actually welcome that quality. More pop style stuff, I think kind of, you can be sort of, how do I say? Pop is very spoken style almost. I try listening to the K-pop all those girls like, and then think about the melody, and it's like, wait a minute, there's like no melody whatsoever. They're just kind of talking. It's strange. Pop stars are so processed, it's scary. It's okay too to me, loser girls are in demand in VTubing. Loser girls are a dime a dozen. A lot of girls would not be happy to hear that, but you know, there's nothing that makes me particularly special. I am one out of many. Here's ear. Ear would be around here. Actually, Pot of Greed was banned from competitive settings because there's a free draw 2 card that invalidates a lot of things. Nerd, nerd emoji, nerd, 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 nerd. You're a classy lady and also a dork sometimes. I don't mind being a dork. I think it's kind of cute when girls are dorks. I don't know if it's cute when I'm a dork because I can't really judge that for myself, but you know. There's the here. If there was nothing that made you particularly special, we wouldn't be here watching you, would we? I don't want to say that because honestly, there are a variety of reasons you could be watching me, or a variety of reasons you could not watch me. Don't the eyes look a little up? Should they be lowered? Name every reason why we watch you. 13 reasons why you watch me. I'm a girl. I don't know. Flip the canvas to see. I'm gonna die when this happens. Edit. Rotate, flip canvas, flip horizontal. Yeah, that's pretty far up. Let's edit that. Make an amendment. On a bit. Okay, pen size too big. seems pretty high up now. Let's give you a little bit more cheek. This is hard. Why would we watch a girl? I don't know, many people like watching girls. I like watching girls. In the same way that many people like watching boys. You lied to us about being a 47-year-old male. What happened to Roberto? There was never Roberto. Who's Roberto? Sometimes I called myself Carlos. Sigh. I like watching girls. Exactly. Girls are easy to watch. I know all about girls because I am a girl. Maybe the nose. Nose is too far forward. I like watching women too. The woman I watch even has a nickname for me. They call you, hey, you in the bushes. Stop creeping on women. Stop going outside. Pro tip. Get locked in a room. How would you approach a girl? The other day I got a friend request from another female VTuber by going into her Twitter DMs and going, "Give me your Discord!" And then she started yelling back. So it worked out! And we have each other's Discord now. It was great. I meant to turn down. Nice. This kind of stuff is hard. How does it look in context of... Wow, that's a big rack. I mean... You could just do that? I don't think anyone would do it if you'd never talked to them before, but... Oh yeah, what do you guys think of my overlay? I made it myself. I'm very proud of it. It took me like a month to do because I kept procrastinating and scrapping it, and I had to rework a bunch of stuff that I did prior because it... I did a good job though, I think. It's very cute. The big lumps of like flesh that you see there, that is a sunfish and a tube worm. I love them. I liked all sorts of deep sea creatures, but I figured the tube worm would be more palatable. It has cool girl vibes to go with your cool girl persona. Is it cool? I feel like I'm not cool in the slightest. I would like to be cool though. Sometimes I like to think I'm a good big sister, but I don't think I'm very good at big sistering in terms of character. You know, I see all the people that I've met and they're very good at it. They're very sure of themselves and you know? Thought it was cool from a distance, but you did see when you're closer. That's a common trend, isn't it? I remember there was this manga that was getting traction for a bit, but I think it died down. It was called something like One-san is actually clumsy, in which a lady keeps trying to seduce a younger man and be all big sisterly or whatever, but she keeps looking really stupid. I always saw you as more of a little sister type. That's the general consensus. I understand why people might have mixed feelings because of that. I have mixed feelings. You are entertaining, so I can't say you're cool? I don't even know what cool means. There's that one delinquent manga. I think it's an obscure meme now, but you know, you go like, you're one cool mother effer, aren't ya? And I imagine they do that delinquent thing where they, I sound so stupid! You know, they roll their R's really strange. You're not cool, you're 98 degrees Fahrenheit? I'm actually not. Probably. Nope. Oi, deme, oh my. Since I'm rewatching Zombieland Saga, I don't know Japanese that well, but it's really funny knowing enough to pick up on their speech mannerisms. And you know, you hear the idol singing in a very heartwarming way, like, oh my. It's funny. My bed is a mess. I put my keyboard somewhere around here. Don't overdo this stuff. Cutest slug? Aren't delinquent girls kind of cute? I was a delinquent once, but not really a formal kind. I might return to that life eventually. If my little brother gets bullied, at least. I think it'd be a bad thing if I got in trouble for attacking a teenager. Should I attack teenagers? I don't know. Is there formal training for delinquents? I feel like delinquents should at least do cooler things. Would you punch a kid if it bullied your brother? I mean, yeah, I'm really worried about my brother, to be honest. Kids these days are scary. You know, I had to deal with the start of all these things, but high schoolers are scary. Yes, and use the bears. If I get in trouble for assaulting a kid, will you guys also be in trouble for encouraging it? I hope so. Thank you, Bob. But seriously, don't touch, but do threaten. You wanna, I remember learning it a while ago and being interesting, but apparently the reason it's called a shotgun wedding is because it very literally refers to the father threatening the groom with a shotgun after the bride gets knocked up. Can I ask something? Do you think the phrase knocked up is vulgar? I always thought it was kind of a more polite way to say it. I don't think it is, though. I remember it horrified my great-grandma when I said it in front of her. Semi-vulgar, it's vulgar, it's more crass. I always thought it like a more polite way to say it. Like, obviously you don't want to talk about two people doing that sort of stuff in general. Made childhood, maybe? That sounds weird in a different way, though. Did the deed? I guess there's no appropriate way to talk about such a thing. Just, ew. They did the cheeky chaka. Expecting is the polite way, or trying for a kid. I mean knocked up in the accidental sort of way. I feel like the polite way is they got pregnant, and the insulting version, like if the girl cheated or something, is got knocked up. What's wrong with got pregnant? It's directly related to sex, you know? It's not appropriate to talk to people about. I don't know. This hair is too flowy. Let's just not have flowy hair like that. Like that. A little bit of a hint of it here. Hi, Seiji. Hello. I think knocked up sounds more vulgar, pregnant sounds normal, regular. Wait, this is a terrible time for new people to show up. Bad first impressions. Is getting knocked up not related to sex? Well, I mean, it's like saying these two people, like saying these two people had sex versus saying these two people slept together, right? That sort of thing. Slept together obviously has, well, embarrassing. They did the bee and flower? That's too much. Think about. I mean, is there a particularly great time to show up during a Bell stream? I am kind of clueless on. I'm not good at staying appropriate. They put the lime in the coconut and shook it up. Yeah! Ew. I like the line of the back. Backs are very appealing, you know? I don't know, they're great. Mr. John, one's definitely a self-portrait of sorts. I'm not sure what the other one is. Mostly just sketching. You know? I like the dimples of Venus. I don't know what those are. Girl. When I get muffled, that's because I'm stuffing the pen in my mouth to hold it. I should stop doing that. That's an embarrassing habit to have. I'm not a very... Those are very exposed images. Wow. Wow. Women's bodies are amazing. I like the relaxing vibe here. I'll be enjoying my tea. I probably should have made some hot tea for my voice, but I'm just enjoying my iced tea instead, which I should probably take a swig of so that no bugs fall into it. Unk. Haven't you bitten your pen yet? If I bite my pen, the paint's gonna chip off and it's gonna get into my mouth, and that will taste bad. We don't want to do that. Drink water, Belzo. I'm getting better. I'm not drinking soda. So, you know, what's it worth? You know, I remember I started reading this manga about body swap or something. You know, one of those things like, oh, I body swapped with someone and it was my favorite idol. And there was some useless older sister character with a great body. So I was thinking, oh, this is gonna get weird fast, isn't it? Within like 2 chapters, what happens to the older sister? She gets murdered. Like, it takes a hard swivel into a murder mystery plot. And they have to find out who body swapped with him so that they know that who murdered his sister. I read a lot of weird manga like that. What would you do if you swapped bodies with Leonardo DiCaprio? Well, he's very rich, so I'd probably do a bunch of silly money things. Would you body swap with Jinami Obama? So, if the person were to die in the body swap, would I die? Soda! I think she was reading that one manga with the incest. Okay, I'm not the kind of person that reads incest manga. But there are multiple manga I have read with incest in it, so I think you would have to be more clear. I'm not the kind of person... But hi, Super Duper. Of course there was a bunch of that statement. Well, everyone's read manga with some kind of incest in it, and that's because it's a weird plague that takes over everything, you know? It'd be a little more limited if you were to ask, you know, manga specifically about incest or something like that. But manga, I'm not a Fujo or an incest enjoyer. I'm not that kind of creep, okay? White people be like, shut up! Shut up! Which manga so I can't not read? Okay. It's one of those really lengthy ones. You know what? I'm not gonna say it. 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 But I'm not that kind of creep, okay? Sometimes manga is good despite the weird things it has in it, okay? Let's move on. Let's move on. I'm not a creep. In the same way that you can enjoy a manga that has weird amounts of fan service in it, you know? What kind of creep are you? I'm just the kind of person who normally creeps on women, okay? And I don't creep on women in creepy ways, I just talk to them about their chests, which would be weird if I approached them out of nowhere and did that, but I don't do that, of course. Okay? Okay, let's move on. Where are we going with this? Where are we going with this? I don't know. Hearing the new people? Well, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Continue with the art. You know, there's a lot of, I mean, if you read a manga with something like death in it, that doesn't mean you're someone who likes manga with death in it. Well, maybe. You laugh like a Fujo. I used to know. What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm not a Fujoshi. I still am not. Okay, let's move on. That why you screamed for the Discord of that other girl? I screamed because it took me months to contact. I've known her for months, but I never contacted her. You know? So, we're friends! We're friends! I have a friend! Ah! Yes. A fidget that I used to know to the rhythm of somebody that I used to know. Now and then I think of when we read some yaoi. Okay, I've never read yaoi. Hunter x Hunter is basically yaoi. Hunter x Hunter was one of the first anime I watched. I think it's mostly yaoi by virtue of the creator's complete disinterest in women. Pretty clearly. You see that all the time, like how Naruto accidentally ends up being yaoi because the author very blatantly does not like women. You know? Explains why you became a Fujo so fast. I'm not a Fujoshi, 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 I'm not a Fujoshi. I once read someone it was too much, so I stopped and never consumed any yaoi. I've talked to Fujoshi before, and just about every time you get any kind of recommendation from them, it's a nightmare. It's like, oh, you know, you read any good manga recently? And they're like, oh yeah, check this out. And, you know, within a few chapters, those guys are feeling up each other's bodies, and it's weird. It's strange. I don't know what to do with that sort of thing. Let's... What's the story behind this emote? There's blood. You use it when there's some kind of need for blood. Or rather, it's ketchup. It's ketchup and you use it when you need ketchup. Like if I were to talk about having a delicious omelet, put ketchup on. Oh, look at that. I look like some kind of animal. Beautiful. I have no idea what to do with this head position. I think maybe it's too impossible. Are you going to redo emotes? Yeah, I'm just handling a lot of things right now. Still coping with first time I get hired for that sort of thing, dying immediately, and also having to rework all my plans, and also I find it interesting your past life looks similar to the new model. Not really, in my opinion. Will you use fan-made emotes again? I do like working with the I like working with the people who've supported me. Debut Nexus crashing must have been stressful. I never got to really debut under. I'm gonna miss some of these emotes. Yeah. I have mixed feelings about everything. All the time. Forever. You know. I don't know. If I talk too much about it, I'm gonna get real bummed out. And it's going to be a bummer of a stream. Oh. Okay, new folder. Put these two things in the folder. Here we go. Magic. I'm fine with BGM Mysteria. I find myself getting hypnotized by it. I think if I listened to it all the time, I'd go insane. I've been sitting here in silence personally. I can't hear it. Never thought of using the lasso tool like that. It's pretty, since I do everything on very minimal amounts of layers, it's kind of a necessity. I really should learn to do more complex art. I see all these very pro artists and they have a billion unorganized layers, blah 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 blah. And I'm still using minimal amounts. Is this better? I can't do this. You usually have the BGM muted or you have other things playing? Sometimes I play things. Usually I sit in silence. Right now I can play a song if I want to. I've just started playing a song. It's a little loud. Not every art program can be Tux Paint. I wish I was way better at Tux Paint at the same time. But you know, we're not built for everything. Okay, let's think about this. What does this look like? Bah. Looks like the guy looking back at a hot girl meme. I wanted it to be a kind of stretched pose because I really like the curve of the back like that, you know? That's the kind of... It's something resembling the pose I make whenever I crack my back. Hold on. Hold on, let's see. Old lady! You're seeing the secret text that you... What? I exploded. Ew. Was that your back? Yep! I only cracked one half of it anyway. There we go. I have a very crunchy back and I like it. Maybe something more, what do you call the studio? The studio behind Monogatari and Marika. They're notorious for having really extreme head angles. Maybe that would be more reasonable. Something like this? Shaft? Shaft. That's a gross studio name. Studios, anime studios always have really bad names. Mappa, Science Saru, Toei. Okay, how much of this can I erase? This stuff is a pain! Just want to say that I have loved your model since I first saw it on the playing cards. I did too. I don't have any of the cards, unfortunately. They were given away at a convention a long time ago and I wasn't there. I love drawing side profiles. I don't at all. This is what I kind of mentioned. Something along the lines of, how do I say it? You've probably seen this. There's cases where you would have seen this face elsewhere. Not many cases, but I don't know if I'm allowed to show them. Am I? I don't know what to mention. I have no idea. I'm winging this. This is such a gross snack. Gross. This looks gross. Flying by the seat of her pants, or Maverick Baleaga. I'm not a very smart person. I wouldn't say anything bad about. I'm happy I've gotten this far, and I would have been happy if I had managed to get somewhere differently and things like that. Oh, this looks gross. We get our block job Bart Simpson again. He has and there's teeth. teeth. Bart teeth. Bart teeth. It's him, Bart Simpson. Bart Simpson. Dental plan. Dental plan. Lisa needs dental. I'm stupid. Stupid disease. Did you see that Chinese game that tracks female periods? Why are you bringing this up? I did. A lot of people are saying, you know, oh, gooder game, whatever. I think what I'm thinking most of all is, why are there women that would want a guy to bring up your period unprompted? That's scary. Unprompted? Scary. I don't get it. They should have games where the anime woman, give you health recommendations based on your age. You know, now would be a good time to start checking for cancer in these sorts of areas. Most women have partners that start feeling uncomfortable talking about those sorts of things. I mean, I personally don't like talking about those sorts of things. But, how do you say it? I wouldn't know anything about having partners and working around that sort of thing. I wouldn't know. Sorry. One of those. You see weird stuff like that go viral on Twitter every once in a while. And I mean, that's kind of the idea. Why else do you think they would put such a bizarre thing into a dating sim? You know? I've seen a lot of women glazing the game as if it was the third coming of Jesus. What do you mean, third coming? Kind of like the Mystic Messenger of today. I tried playing Mystic Messenger a long time ago, and it was pretty fun, honestly. But the money stuff is killer. Cool. Ugh. I knew a girl back in school. This was something absolutely horrifying, but she had spent so much money on that game. Where'd you get that money? And she's like, my parents did it for my birthday. It's what? There's so many things involved there that are so scary in a multitude of ways. And I'm never recovering from such mental damage. If it had cute girls, would you have fallen for it? I mean, I looked into it because it had cute guys, and I honestly do like cute anime guys. I didn't like how predatory that sort of stuff was. I don't play most gacha for that reason. Sometimes I play Project Sekai, but that's because I like the rhythm aspect. I don't actually care about the characters very much. I think it's sad, you know, to incentivize money so bad. I don't know. Drink. That's another disconnect I have with a lot of people. Does that mean you wouldn't spend money on your loved one? Are you trying to say my loved one is a fictional character? If I spent money on a fictional character I loved, it would be something along the lines of creating a physical shrine. But honestly, if I were to create... You know, physical merchandise is paramount. But it's always going to be a little disappointing because no anime will make a life-size doll of your favorite character. What about a tulpa? Tulpas are really... I don't think tulpas are right because you can never understand a character better than the original media, so why bother? That's my thoughts. What is your ideal merch again? I think just about everything should have body pillows, to be honest, but what I like to get is keychains. I love keychains. I collect them. I pin them all to the board behind all of my monitors, and I look at them. Up there I have Kobeni, Power, Almo keychain, bunch of VTuber keychains. There's Bonnie, Bunny, stuff like that, you know? Ah, the life-size Gardevoir. Gardevoir is a terrible waifu, though. Almost my favorite VTuber? It was Elmo's birthday yesterday. Be nice to Elmo. But I'm always gonna be a little fond of Elmo, even if it's not age appropriate. If you had a Daki, would it be tasteful or just normal cute? Okay. One side should be adorable, and the other one should be them in a more domestic setting. Them in their original clothes, the other one in maybe like light pajamas. That's my opinion. I want a side that's not necessarily sexual, but I want them to be in a state of undress. Okay. Elmo's not 3. He's been here before I was born and he will be after I die. Well, yeah, he's not 3. He's 3.5. Turns 3.5 every day. Every birthday. What do you mean domestic? Like they're dressed like they could be in bed with you, you know? Like pajamas and, you know. It'd be so cute. Connie Confetti had a good one that way. Love you, Sir and Tummy. Honestly, I'm going to break your little heart here. I don't care about Tummy. I'm sorry. Interesting take. I'm a creep. I'm a creep. Who are you? I think stomach is just okay. I don't think it's as good as things like upper chest, or shoulders, or back, or hip. I'm sorry. I think it's just okay. What about neck? Neck is pretty. I would want to lick the sweat off a cute girl's neck. Bella's probably a knee enjoyer? She said what? What do you mean by a knee enjoyer? Okay, by the way, Belle. Sometimes, I mean, we will both wear socks. It's not gay if you wear socks. You know, girls just do this sort of stuff, probably, maybe. I don't know. Probably. How do you rank belly in terms of best places to rest your head? I don't know, I've never rested my head on anyone's belly. I think the best is probably... How many places have I rested my head? Not most. I haven't. I imagine they're all too solid. Because I never liked leaning against my dad for that reason. He had very solid shoulders and they... you know, it's like smushing your face against a wall. What about the thighs? You think I've rested my head on a woman's thighs? You think I've gotten to that point? The answer is no. With sufficient flexibility training? Okay, hold on. Give me a moment. I'm gonna break my neck. It feels like smashing your head into your knees. It feels like smashing your head into your knees. Okay, this is too sad. This is too sad. Let's carry on. Oh. I don't feel like completing this stream. I'm going to save it real. You know how Zambeliaga? I was never alive. Or maybe I am. You know those cycle images where it's like a person in the center and then a bunch of arrows? Let me demonstrate what my life is like. This is me. There we go. There we go. She's always live. I live on. Every day. Every day I wake up, I think I'm gonna live on. And then every day I wake up, I live on. Yep. These more memes or you lose my attention. Hold on. Actually, I have a better idea. I have some keys. Keychain. You hear that jingling? Everyone loves keychains, right? Jingle, jingle. Jingle, jingle. I don't know, they know. I think the dogs need to be let out. I think I should probably go to monitor the dogs and things like that. Oh god, who gave me a car? I don't have a car, thankfully. I just run very fast at you. I would win every race. Jingle the keys again, I'm coming down. Sounds like a problem. Have you strolled recently? I went on a walk with my little brother the other day, and we found a big pile of construction sand and started throwing sand at each other. It hurt my eyes. But you know, it's nice to spend time with family like that. I think I should probably go though. Thank you all for coming. I'm going to go take care of my animals because I have a lot of animals. Thanks for stream, sis. That's scary. Are you my little brother? Or maybe I finally become an One-san. Who knows? Goodbye.